This is the Fifth Estate winning headlines, your media police post. In this segment, we summarize some of the headlines that you might have missed this morning. But we also take a look at the political pieces that we call cartoons in this country. Today is the 18th of November 2019 and I am 2J.
I am Tom.
And I am GK, and in case you missed the headlines, here they are. In the Standard, who's fooling who? In the Star, President Uhuru's headache over BBI. And Daily Nation, showdown looms over mini budget. But before we do headlines, why is Gena Kenyatta being bullied
Online? I know.
What happened?
So context, I think the Kenyatta Trust, which she runs, had its launch at Strathmore Business School. And she basically got up, gave this speech about employment, innovation.
Absolutely.
And she just got
KOT came for her.
eaten alive all weekend.
You know what I really think it is? I think that she just ended up being an unintended consequence of the
aggression towards
her father. So I don't think it was necessarily about her. I think people just found her as an outlet.
So she could have said anything and they still would have...
Kenyans would have been mad either way.
Lord. Anyway, stay strong, come out, do more events.
Do not back.
Don't
back down. I think that's the biggest thing. Because, we do rarely see her. So she does come out, she receives backlash. Don't go hide. Be strong.
This country is full of haters. And just sometimes people must sit on a pin. If you don't like her, then go take a hike.
Nice. Let's do some headlines. So in the Standard, we have who's fooling who. And then we have a picture of Uhuru Kenyatta, Deputy President William Ruto, and ODM leader Raila Odinga.
Who is fooling who? And this is a beautiful headline by the Standard. And I thought it was beautiful. But I also was actually thinking this to myself during the weekend. Uhuru Kenyatta called a meeting for Gema at SAGANA on Friday. And it seemed that he was able to appease them. And now they look like they're backing him. Now, there is one man called William Ruto. And something happened. I think where was he? It was in Nakuru. He showed up with the same guys who were in Uhuru's meeting on Friday. They showed up on Sunday. And I'm like, what is happening here? Is Raila being messed with in his mind? Is Raila, Uhuru and Ruto coming together to mess with Raila's mind?
Well, that's still my theory. My ongoing theory is that this is one huge big charade. DP and the president are still besties.
And they're going to come together in 2022.
I don't know if I believe this Raila thing 100%.
Well, the best way to trick a fool is to let the fool think that he's tricking you.
I like that.
Let us see.
Absolutely.
So we can park that for now. I like the wording of it.
Absolutely.
The Star, really, with that picture.
President Uhuru's headache over BBI. So again, context is they have the Friday SAGANA meeting. However, so the article itself is actually just talking about how the Mount Kenya region may not be on board with this BBI report. So the truth is, we still don't know what the content is. However, this article takes the parliamentary system and saying that it has rattled Gema politicians. And so the proposal here is that Uhuru is supposed to take a 10-day regional tour. And he is to talk about coffee, tea, milk, and all things that could be
economy, industry,
that could be struggling and figure out solutions with his leaders. However, they're saying the secondary motive is to convince them
to sell BBI.
However, I feel like till we know what the content is. And for me, a parliamentary system can work for Gema.
Oh, absolutely.
What I would say, however, is I don't understand why the Star has taken a negative spin and calling it a headache. I think that in any instance, the president is going to have to sell BBI and its contents to the country. So I think to call it a headache before we even know what's going to happen is too early.
But
presumptuous.
Let's call a spade a spade. There's a reason why Uhuru Kenyatta went to SAGANA on Friday.
The charm offensive.
It's a charm offensive. And he knows that the House of Gema was divided. Now, if there's going to be division...
Was and could still be.
And probably still is, And if he knows there are divisions in Gema because of BBI, then he has a constituency to appease. And by the way, Gema cannot be dictated to. People are actually
tell them what to do.
They're very independent minds, and I think the president has realized that. And maybe he's sorting out his headache. It takes more than
Okay, but of the two headlines, I would go with the Standard because I think one, the picture choice.
Well, we have a 3-part criteria.
Okay, ground us.
To break down the headlines, we ask ourselves, Is it topical or speculative? Yeah. Is it repetitive or groundbreaking? And is it thoughtful or just plain lazy?
Absolutely.
I think it's such a lazy headline.
Yeah, okay. Twitter made the decision there.
Yeah.
Yes, Daily Nation, showdown looms over mini budget.
Yeah, so the story here, what the Daily Nation is telling us, is that the executive is on a collision course with Parliament after a House committee recommended the rejection of the supplementary budget.
Yes.
So essentially, if they were to reject the supplementary budget, this would be the first time in history that has happened.
Yes.
So they say that they want to reject it on account of it being faulty and it undermines the MP's role in the budget-making process.
Okay.
I think that...
Let me tell you.
On this, I side with the executive.
Yes.
I think for a long time, we have budgets that have favored recurrent expenditure over development. Yes. Now we're shifting towards the development expenditure.
Yes.
And it's to achieve the big four. In my mind, this will put some money back in the economy.
Yes.
For development, for productive, outcomes versus people's salaries and things. So... I don't know.
You know, the nation has a habit of making things bigger than they are.
Oh, definitely.
Before the interest, the debt ceiling thing, they said there was going to be a showdown. But Parliament was whipped together, and now we have increased the debt ceiling. Parliament will be whipped.
It's not a showdown.
If at all Uhuru and Raila are on the same side, Parliament will be whipped, and the supplementary budget will be approved.
And to be honest, it's only an 80 billion increase.
Increase for development. 85
in the grander scheme of things, it's not that much.
However, Parliament is set to lose some money.
Okay, so now we see where those interests then lie.
Absolutely.
So shall we give it to...
100% to the Standard.
The Standard?
Yeah.
Who's fooling who? Gives us our winning headline. Onto the political pieces that we call cartoons in this country, where we also have a three-part criteria that we use. We ask ourselves, is it humorous or dry?
Yes.
Is it satirical or pessimistic? And is it effective or just plain lazy?
Yes. And here we have, this is Ozone, a caricature of Uhuru Kenyatta in his new blue shirt, and he's in a casino, correct? And he's
his presidential shirt.
Yes, and he's rolling the dice.
Yeah.
And the dice is a BBI, you know. And behind him is Anne Waiguru, who's also
unimpressed.
Moses Kuria, no, she's impressed.
She's impressed.
She is impressed.
Waiguru is always impressed.
Kuria is saying,
unimpressed.
Are you sure? And
the t-shirts say Gemma.
The t-shirts say Gemma, and the caption there is "Back me, I know what I'm doing."
Yeah. So I think Ozone is suggesting that maybe Uhuru is gambling with the country, right? So he's rolling the dice on BBI,
absolutely,
not knowing what the outcome will be.
Oh yes,
but he's also telling Gemma, just trust me, I am the leader. I know where I'm taking you.
Absolutely.
You know what? Either way, any kind of change will be a gamble. We don't know how it will feel on the ground and what the realities.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
I think it's an alright cartoon.
It's alright.
Yeah. Okay. Gado of the Standard.
Yes,
Gado. I enjoyed this one.
Yes, caricature of Kala Singer himself, William Ruto, and in a classroom. Next to him is Babaman, Raila Odinga. Behind Ruto is Musalia Mudavadi, and behind Tinga is none other than Kalonzo Musyoka.
With his chameleon.
Yes, a caricature.
Crazy.
Caricature of Kalonzo Musyoka. And I think that the chameleon thing is this guy changes.
He can be whatever you need him to be, wherever you need him to be that.
According to his environment. And the caption there is, essay. Explain in detail how you intend to control IBC, security agencies, and the judiciary to ensure that you win the 2022 elections.
I thought this was very funny. And it's the trifactor. If you're trying to win an election,
those are the three things that you need. So tell me how you're going to do it. And then Gado's little guy at the bottom, it says, and please leave voters out of this.
Basically, your vote does not matter.
Yes, absolutely.
The Kenya democratic system.
And it seems like William Ruto is passing this exam because he's smiling in this cartoon.
I enjoyed the cartoon. I thought it was funny.
And looks like Raila
Why they left Uhuru Kenyatta out of the equation?
He doesn't need to be a student.
For 2022.
He's probably the only successful student out of these four, right?
But it looks like Raila needs a more Kenya.
Oh my goodness. All right, finally.
Next.
Iga on a Monday, as always.
Oh my God.
Okay, so he has
just describe with
3
enthusiasm.
quadrants. We have the flying luxury jet. Then we have economy class. We have, I guess, a normal Boeing. And then flying undocumented. You have a poor guy there holding on to the
landing gear.
The landing gear. Yeah.
So again, I guess the context, as we spoke about last week, was the young man who fell out of the KQ plane into somebody's garden in London.
It's so outdated
so outdated.
This should have been last week's cartoon, isn't
And I also don't know, so who is he trying to hit at? Is he trying to hit at those people who fly the private jets or the ones who fly economy?
But also, even where he's written economy class, can you be told there are different cabins within a plane? It's just, the whole plane is not economy.
I know, so I don't...
It looks like a standard 3 comic book.
Yeah, no, we said that's his style.
That is his style. Do we accept
it? No, we toss it. However, can I bring one cartoon into the running?
Yes.
So Gado yesterday had a cartoon where at the top you have presidential system, it's written presidential system, and you have a naked king with his robe and a crown. And then at the bottom, you have something written parliamentary system, and he's still naked, a caricature of Uhuru Kenyatta, but the tent above him is written Prime Minister. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Yes, pointing at the king who is naked and nobody who
and it's people who won't tell him.
Yes.
So I guess they're saying that come presidential or parliamentary system.
He's in our mix.
Yeah. So I guess, can that be our winning cartoon and we toss?
No, they're saying either system, the king will still be naked.
He'll still be naked. Yes. People will still not tell him the truth. And
he'll still have a group of hangers on who will continue carrying his robe.
Yeah, I guess
I think Gado gives us
our winning cartoon, definitely.
What is our final thought?
And now our final thought. It is inspired by a book entitled Contagious: Why Things Catch On by Jonah Berger. Berger. Berger.
So it's called Contagious, yes. Yeah. Why Things Catch On by Jonah Berger, written in 2013.
Jonah Berger.
Yes.
Why do you keep saying his name?
Berger.
Is his Berger?
All right, fantastic. Let's move on. So Jonah Berger is a professor at the Wharton School of Business in Pennsylvania, and he's an expert on word of mouth, viral marketing, social influence, and how products, ideas, and behaviors catch on.
Right.
So in this book, he puts together years of research that he's compiled, and he tries to explain why certain adverts, products, videos, political movements, songs, or even restaurants catch on and how they become contagious in society, and how sometimes even other things are then ignored. So he's trying to understand why some things catch on and others don't. So he says in this book that traditional marketing suggests that you need quality, price, and advertising, and those are the 3 critical factors for the success and popularity of any idea. But then he argues, however, that he thinks more that it is social influence and word of mouth that are far more essential. And he says, in fact, that word of mouth is very effective because it's more persuasive, in that I'm more likely to trust something that you tell me because I know you and I might trust your opinion rather than trusting a television advert. And that is also more targeted because people are more likely to share stories with those people who are interested. So I wouldn't come and tell you about makeup because I know you might not be interested, but I might go and tell GK.
Wait.
Anyway, Berger says that there are 6 key ingredients to make something go viral. And those 6 things are as follows. Social currency, which he says we share things that make us look good. Then we have triggers. He says that if it's at the top of your mind, it is at the tip of your tongue. So he says that we talk about things that are more accessible and memorable. 3, emotions. That if we care about something, we will end up sharing it. That if it interests us, we're more likely to pass on that information. And I think if we think of Obama's initial campaign, Change, it really resonated with people because that's what they were looking for. So it really caught that viral thing.
Absolutely.
Number 4, public. That when we see someone do something, we're more likely to copy it. Number 5 is practical value. That sometimes we like to help people and we like to feel useful. So if something has practical value, we're more likely to share it and pass it on. And number 6 is stories. That how we share and remember things is wrapped up in a compelling narrative and a very good and strong story. So the first one that I'll look at is social currency. And he says that we share things that make us look good. And he explains that many of us will share experiences, ideas, or topics to make ourselves and our lives look more interesting than they actually are.
Absolutely.
And he actually calls it a form of a currency that we like to buy and sell ourselves to get and gauge people's ideas of us. And so what we talk about determines how other people perceive us, which leads us to share things that seem more interesting, more clever, more funny. And so he says key here is building intrinsic motivation within people to keep selling what you're trying to sell. So let them do the work for you.
Just like Instagram. I see people on Instagram, when they're going to another country, you take a picture of an air ticket and the airport.
Exactly. So you seem more interesting.
But you never take a picture when you're in a matatu going to Naivasha.
That's very true.
Wow. So I talk about his chapter on the fourth principle, which is about public.
Yeah.
So observability. So the importance of seeing.
He says monkey see.
Monkey see, monkey do. So he said, it has been said that when people are free to do as they please, they usually imitate one another.
Yes.
So we look to others for information about what is right, what is good, and given the situation, it gives it social proof. So if you're doing it and you're doing it, then it's okay that I do it. It becomes acceptable.
Yeah.
And he says that if something is built to show, it's built to grow.
Yes.
So case in point is how Apple has sort of always positioned its products.
Right.
So Steve Jobs had a session where he was like, listen, this Apple logo, how do we place it?
Yes.
Should it be facing the user when he opens it, or should it be facing the right way around when other people are looking at him using his laptop? And for Steve Jobs, he determined it was more important for other people to see you using the brand. And so the logo had to be that way around. So for you, it's flipped.
Yes.
It's upside down. The person watching you use your laptop, it's the right way around. And it's that way of increasing observability.
Yes.
And so it has a huge impact on whether products and ideas catch on. For instance, he also says 1 out of every 8 cars bought in the United States was bought because of social influence. So you bought it because your neighbor has one, the other guy has one, the other guy has one.
Yes.
And then it got me thinking, every time I'm on Kiambu Road, there is a hustler uniform.
Yes.
The VX.
The V8.
The V8, right? Everybody, because of social influence, everyone has a V8.
Absolutely.
That is your marker for making it, right?
They should actually pay Uhuru royalties because I think they bought it. People started buying that car because
of him,
Yeah.
Okay. And even if you think about how we all started wearing
this.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Kenya bracelet. Because all of a sudden it became cool to show how Kenyan
exactly.
No, personally, I just love being Kenyan.
So he says that observability spurs purchase and action.
Yeah.
So you're not just seeing things and not doing it.
Yeah.
So the more public something is, the more it triggers other people to continue to...
Or that fear of missing out.
Yes, you want to do it. So the other case in point he gives is, again, the Apple headphones.
Yes.
For a long time, the market was saturated with black headphones from Sony and all these other companies.
Yeah.
When they did the white ones, you could visibly see how many more people were wearing
the Apple
ones. And that's so the product itself does the advertising
for you.
Itself,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then he also says the importance of behavioral residue.
Yes.
So that the physical traces of the decisions you've made are still lingering on even after the product is finished or the idea is gone.
Right.
And the case in point here is the bags we carry. So if you go to Carrefour, that bag that you get, you don't automatically throw it away. You continue to use it over time.
Yeah.
Another thing that he thinks about is voting.
Okay.
Voting is a behavior that you do in private. It's an action that you
Yes.
But then you don't want to be left out.
Yes.
Which is why in Kenya, everyone wants that mark.
That's how the purple mark.
I voted.
You are part of a bigger movement.
Yes.
And so he says that behavior might be private, but it was very important
to make
people
it
to know that you made a political decision and statement to go and vote.
Yeah.
It was very interesting.
Absolutely.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Monkey see, monkey do. My takeaway from this was the chapter on stories.
Yep.
And he has this thing called building your own Trojan horse. Now, before I say what that is, we want to tell us what a Trojan horse is.
I give a small history class.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so of course, the story of the Trojan horse during the Trojan War. Yeah. So the Greeks used a decoy to try and enter the city of Troy. Yeah. So what the Greeks decided to do was to concede and say, we've lost the war. So they told the Trojans, we're leaving, we won. So they pretended to get on their ships and depart.
Yes.
And what they did is, as they were leaving, they gave the Trojans this wooden horse as a gift to say, you have won, this is proof that you've won.
Yes.
So the Greeks pretend to leave, the Trojans celebrate, come collect the Trojan horse, and they take it inside into the walls of the city of Troy.
Yes.
And little did they know that the Greeks were actually still hiding inside this Trojan horse.
Yes.
And so the Trojans went to bed thinking that they won the war.
Yes.
And then in the dead of night, the Greeks open up from the horse,
this
and
big horse.
they take over, and I guess they kill everyone in the city. I'm not so sure how it ended, but it's used as an example of how you take something in that looks like one thing,
infiltrate the enemy.
Exactly, to infiltrate the enemy, and it actually ends up being something else as a decoy.
Absolutely. Now, there's a man called Tim Piper, and Tim Piper never had a sister when he was growing up. In fact, he went to an all-boys school, and all his girlfriends, who were beautiful, that's what he thought, always had little things. Oh, my hair is like this, my nose is not shaped well, my ears are too small, And he found the insecurities ridiculous. Now, he gets a girlfriend called Stephanie, and one day that Stephanie is in front of the mirror doing her makeup, And he decides, no, before that, actually, I've remembered, he decided to interview some girls. And when he interviewed some girls, he realized that the problem was not them being insecure. The problem was the media and the advertising agencies. And this is because they put so much premium into ladies looking one way. Now, all the ladies wanted to look one way. Now, this Stephanie girlfriend of his is in front of the mirror and applying makeup. And the guy decides, he gets an idea. And the idea is to do a film. And this film would entail this, that he would do an after, before applying makeup, after applying makeup, and then they would take this image of Stephanie and put it in a computer. Now they went and they got makeup artists and they put all manner of makeup on this girl, the eyelashes, everything, and then they took her next to fans, you know, the fan, like, you know, and then her hair started going up, like they made it seem like it's natural. And now they took that tape and put it in a computer. And now they started putting effects in the computer, so they made her lips look like bigger, fuller. They thinned her neck and elongated it, and they just made her look like a supermodel. So
this is what you're seeing in this movie that he created.
Absolutely.
The process of...
The process of it. And he calls this movie Evolution. Now, he teamed up with a company, you know, Dove. They make soap and beauty products. They collaborated on this video. Now, there's a thing called the Super Bowl in America, where Dove put this Evolution video and showed it to very many, like countrywide, people across the country. And this video did so well. And people, the ladies were like, geez, this is how people have been manipulated to think that you can look one certain way, and yet they actually don't realize that the image they've always wanted to be is computer generated.
And that goes to this chapter, the 6th chapter on stories.
On stories. Now the story is this evolution, people would not have known the beauty process or manipulation process of a computer until someone actually did a video and showed it to the world.
Put a narrative around it.
Put a narrative around it. Now this video did so well, it actually made Dove growth and sales go double digits. And this video actually hit about 16 million views.
Interesting.
Just to show you what the power of a story can do.
And 2 local examples that I thought of, or rather regional ones, is the song Party After Party. Right? It's a song that went viral, and I don't think anybody understood why it happened or how it happened.
And when we traveled to Zambia, they were singing
it there, right?
And
then the other one is the one they tried to ban, you know, and we're going to say it right here, right now, the Wamlambez Wamnyonye song, right? It came out of nowhere, and I feel that even I would witness Muzungus in this country singing the song because I feel like they felt that public pressure, and it goes back to the public story. Monkey see, monkey do. If a Kenyan is singing it with such joy, even me, I want to sing.
I want to be part of it.
Oh, yes.
So on a day where we had a double win, a winning headline from The Standard, Who's Feeling Who, and a throwback cartoon from The Standard as well. I want to leave you with this. Our desire to share helpful things is so powerful that it can make even false ideas succeed. Sometimes the drive to help takes a wrong turn sometimes. You spread bad stories or wrong stories. However, what powerful political ideas are you being told? So think about that. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and find us on TV. We're on GoTV, Pan Free to Air, and StarTimes. Have a good evening.